This is a $40 dash cam, and this one is a $130 dash cam. Why do I have two? Well, that's my wife's fault. Well, kinda. The single reason to get a dash cam is so that you can get evidence. You know, if you're involved in a car accident, you can avoid the whole it's your word against mine kind of nonsense. It's also good to have in case some deranged lunatic who skipped their morning meds decides to take out their craziness on you that day. And of course, it's awesome footage to have in case you happen to catch that extra something going down in front of you. So I bought this camera, and then my wife asked me the most basics of questions. What can this camera do that a $40 camera cannot? Well, honey, that's actually a pretty valid question. So this was my original purchase. It's the Garmin Dashcam. It's the Mini 2 version. It's nice and small with a whole bunch of really cool features. Now it does have 1080p HD videos to get those nice crisp images. It's got a 140-degree field of view, so it's nice and wide, can capture everything. If an incident occurs, it will automatically save that footage, and it's got an option to upload it to an online secure vault. There's a paid version, and then there's a free version of the vault as well. It uses an app because it doesn't have a screen, and it's got a parking guard, which basically means if anything happens to your car when you're not there, it will kind of capture that and save that video for you in case you need to use it. And this is the 70mm 1S cam for $40. It's also got a 1080p full HD, got outstanding picture quality in any lighting conditions. That is absolutely critical. Voice control, blah, 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 we don't care about that, but it also has the built-in G sensor for emergency recording. Again, same as before, if something happens, there's a collision, it will automatically record that video straight onto the SD card. It doesn't have an option to upload it to some online vault. Just like the Garmin one, it also does loop recording, which means it will continuously record over the old footage unless you press the save button, or unless, of course, there's been some sort of collisions. It doesn't have a screen, it also runs on an app. So, was my wife right? They seem to be pretty evenly matched on paper. So, perhaps the answer as to why you will pay triple the price for this one versus this one is maybe in the actual footage itself. Well, I just unpacked these, so at the time of recording this, I literally don't know if one is going to be better. Any predictions at this stage? To set it up in the car, it's really simple. Simply take off the little sticker and mount it to your windshield. I mean, really straightforward. USB cable is super long that you can plug it into your USB port. You can even run it along your car lining so it's nicely tucked out of the way if you so want to. Now, both these cameras don't have a screen, so you've got to pair an app to it, but the app does not have to be on the entire time. The only time you use the app is to view your footage and to play it back. So now that that's all ready, let's go for a drive. Right, I'm back, and boy, the results are super interesting. Now, to keep the comparison fair, what I'm going to do is I'm going to label camera footage as A and then the camera footage as B, so you can see for yourself which one is better during the day, at sunset, and then at night. And then you can make up your own mind. Okay, let's go. Right, here we go. Nice sunny day in Dallas. This is footage from camera A, and this is footage from camera B. Now you will notice there's some reflection on the windscreen, so something to be aware of when you're setting up a dash cam. Now here is a comparison of camera A and camera B side by side, just so you can compare the same scene as it's going by. And camera A is up on stage at the moment in a traffic intersection, camera B now. And I want to stop and see, can you read the signpost nicely from camera B? Yes, you can. Let's actually replay that with camera A. Can you still read the signpost nicely? Yes, you can. So both cameras do a really good job with road signs. What about registration plates or number plates, depending on which country you're coming from? Can you clearly read it? I am going to zoom in here on the screen. Remember, it will be a different resolution as it is on the actual original camera. This is camera A. Now let's repeat the exact same thing with camera B and see if we can read registration plates or number plate with camera B. Is it any clearer, any worse? And again, I just want to re-emphasize, this is going to be a different resolution that you do get natively off the camera just because the way the editing software kind of works. But was there a difference between the two? So sure, that was a nice sunny day where the light is fairly constant, so it's technically easier for the cameras in these dash cams to handle. Where it starts to get tricky is when the light starts to fade. How will they handle sunset driving? Right, this is where things starts getting interesting. Camera A is on the screen, camera B is on the screen now. It will always be labeled as such. Now, the important thing is to start keeping a lookout. Can you still read the road signs? Can you see the traffic lights and their colors? See what happens when there is a car coming towards us with their lights on. Remember, it's still not nighttime yet. Is there a difference between the two cameras? Is one handling these conditions better than the others? What do you guys think? Okay, clearly that was a lot more challenging for our two dash cams. And now comes the biggest challenge, nighttime. So this is where stuff starts to fall apart. Yes, you can still see that it's red, but look at the difference between the two cameras. See how they're handling light bouncing straight at them in a nighttime condition. Look at the cars across the road. Can you identify those cars? Can you identify number plates? Can you identify the colors of the car? It's crazy how nighttime really makes these dash cams suffer. And well, the results are as you see them. So you've seen the footage, and now it's time to pick. Is A, the $40 dash cam, and B, the $130 dash cam? Or is it the other way around? What do you think? So the camera A was actually the Garmin Mini 2 at $130, and camera B was the 70mm S1 dash cam at $40. And frankly, they both kind of suck. I mean, yes, they do an okay job during the day, but as the light starts to fade, regardless of what the marketing will have you believe, you are not gonna get those perfect shots. Your shots will be okay at best depending on the lights that you have going on, and it may or may not be useful. And yes, you can make out things like if the light is red or the light is green, but are you going to get the number plate of that car that sideswiped you? Probably not. Heck, I'm not even sure you can make out the color or the type of car it is. So, of course, my wife was right. I am going to return the Garmin Cam, and yes, it is clearer at some points, but the price just doesn't warrant it. And we're not going to mention the fact that they didn't disclose that there is a known bug, and it doesn't actually work with the Google Pixel phone. Now, I am going to keep the 1S, as for the price and the quality, it's kind of okay and it has the functionality that I need. I mean, you can obviously use your old phone as a dash cam, as I showed you in this video, along with a whole bunch of other usages for old phones. Or you can check out this video right over here that YouTube thinks you should watch. Hit the head down here to subscribe, give the video a thumbs up before you head out, and I'll see you in this video, or I'll see you in both. Let's go.